Hey everyone, JasonGelios, Michigan Realtor, and I'm going to be talking about whether or not you should rush to buy a house. Now, it's June 2025 as you're watching this, and I've been asked this question by almost everyone that finds out that I'm a realtor, and that's, should I rush to buy a house? The rates are higher, and there's not many homes available on the market, not much to really choose from, right? Statistically speaking, so should you rush to buy a home before the prices get totally out of reach? Now, I will actually share. I actually want to dive into some other questions here regarding this. But there's a feeling that if I wait, maybe the home prices will go up too high, even if the rates come down. What I can tell you in a snapshot is you will have, once the rates decrease a little bit, which they are slated to actually decrease a little bit, there's talk about it, you will have more seller confidence, okay? You're gonna have, in other words, sellers are gonna say, okay, you know what, the rates are a little bit better, so therefore I can look for a house, which means I can put my house up on the market. Because a lot of sellers right now have, or rather a lot of homeowners now have 2%, 3%, 1.5%, right? If you have a 1.5% mortgage rate, by the way, comment below. But you get my drift, right? They have a low rate, and so they're really thinking, okay, why am I gonna move if I have such a low rate? It has to make sense on the buying side. So seller confidence goes up when those rates come down a little bit. Sellers feel confident. They put their house up for sale, more homes on the market. Now, what happens with that is when buyers get off the fence because the rates went down a little bit, what'll happen is you'll have more homes coming on the market, which will decrease the prices a little bit because sellers will have to compete with more other sellers in their neighborhood, okay? So one specific question that I wanna share with you is, the question was home prices and mortgage rates just keep going up, right? Which they do fluctuate, by the way, but they have been going up a little bit. Does that mean that I should rush to buy my first home, right? For example, if you don't own a home currently, should you rush before things get completely out of reach? And that's a toughie, okay? On one hand, it's certainly becoming more expensive to buy a home. We know the median home price has gone up dramatically, okay, especially compared to years past. Prices hit another all-time high in March, going back to March in 2025, and they are still going up a little bit because right now it's a seller's market, okay. But ultimately, you shouldn't just rush to buy a home. It has to make sense. Listen, the best time to buy real estate, I always say, is when it's right for you. You can always marry the home, right, and not marry the rate. Meaning, don't worry so much about the mortgage rate. Yes, be aware of it, but if you're someone who lives at home or rents a place and you want to get a home, but you're scared of the rates, don't be scared because you can always refinance it in a year or so, or at a time where rates are better. So don't feel pressure to buy a house, but however, don't be scared either. So because the best time to buy real estate is when it's right for you. Okay, keep that in mind, okay? Know what the market's doing, know what a realtor is thinking about the market, get their opinion on it, and just, and by the way, don't let any professional, whether it's a lender or a realtor, pressure you, okay? They're out there, I'm sorry, it's true, they're out there. I don't personally pressure anyone to purchase a home. I just provide data to help them make a sound decision, but don't let anyone pressure you into getting a home, okay? But the best time is really when it's right for you, and you can always refinance the rate and get your payment down when rates are better, okay? So I hope you found this episode valuable. Share your thoughts in the comments, and hey, I'll see you on the next video.